Hare Krishna.
Haribo, Prabhupada Ki Jai. So you had a question?
Yes, the question was, when I'm in Nairobi, I am missing Shishi Radha Gokulananda. And when I am in the manor, at the manor doing my service, I am missing Shishi Radha Bhakti. So let's say if I die tomorrow, who am I going to meet?
Okay, so let's break down that question. If who are you going to meet? I mean, like immediately when you die, 10 days after you die, 5 minutes after. It's a very relative question. You can't say it in one point, but I get the gist of the question is what kind of form of Krishna do I get to see? Well, it depends. If in the spiritual world you have the taste that I want to see, Radha Gokulananda, you get to see Radha Gokulananda. If the next minute you want to see Radha Banki Bihari, you get to see Radha Banki Bihari, because in the spiritual world all facilities are there. Everything, there is desire trees. They can fulfill your desires, and similarly Krishna is there. So if he sees that today if Krishna desires that today I want to dress like Radha Gokulananda, and he sees that, oh, this devotee here in the spiritual world has that desire, Krishna will fulfill it. If tomorrow you feel that Krishna feels that, oh, my devotee wants to see me as Radha Banke Bihari, he'll manifest it, because it's always Krishna, his devotees, and then us. The confidential associates, and then it's us. And also it's also between Krishna and us. But normally the tendency is to have it with the confidential devotees, and then you're in that group. So means the group of devotees, not the confidential. So what happens is that the deity is there to invoke a certain type of relationship. So let's say in London you had a relationship with those deities because of the way the environment is, the way the pujaris dress them, the way they look at you, the way the weather is. All of these things tend to create that kind of flavor in the relationship. Similarly with the devotees in Nairobi, the deities in Nairobi. Similarly with any other kind of deities in the world. And the whole point is that they create a certain flavor, a certain mellow in the relationship that you remember. So when that kind of flavor, that relationship is invoked wherever you are, immediately you'll remember those kinds of deities. So that's how it works in the spiritual world. Depends on what your flavor, your mellow is at that point in your relationship with whatever activity you're doing. And so it's all about Krishna manifesting to increase that relationship mellow, so you can enjoy doing bhakti more, because that's what bhakti is about. It's about serving the Lord. And when the Lord sees that his devotee has this kind of mood, he helps facilitate that, because even that's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord says that if somebody has faith in me in a certain way, I try to build that faith. So similarly, this question points out to that key item, that Krishna reciprocates. So if you feel that the Lord is like today you want to see the Lord as Nrsingadev, he'll manifest that. It's mentioned so many times in the Bhagavatam, in the scriptures, that Krishna is there with so many devotees at the same time, but each one is seeing Krishna dealing with them. So that's how Krishna works. He has unlimited potencies working for him. So one of those potencies is this: how you look at Krishna, how you see him. So if you feel that after 5 minutes I want to see Krishna as Radha Banke Bihari, then Krishna will manifest. He has unlimited power, so he can create that. It's not that devotional service is like like a law or a fixed guidebook. Oh, at 10 p.m. Krishna will be like this. No, it's about love and relationship. So relationship, normally when we look at it through a material perspective, we look at it, oh, if you have love, how much can you do, how much are you limited by? But Krishna is unlimited. So then it creates that whole space that, oh, Krishna can do anything, can do whatever is required to promote the relationship. And you see this in different pastimes of Krishna, like Krishna with Agasura, and Krishna with the other demons. And Krishna was doing funny kind of things, like Agasura became a big mountain, and all the boys thought, oh, this is a real mountain, and they're like, oh, can you believe it, it's an actual mountain. And Krishna was like, oh, what am I going to do? So this is there to invoke that relationship, to enjoy that rasa. Like Krishna wanted to enjoy, Lord Vishnu wanted to enjoy the mood for fighting. So then he had Jay Vijay come down as different incarnations, like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, and Kumbhakaran, and I forgot the last, Shishupal, and someone, I forgot the name. So Krishna creates this to bring out that certain flavor. So if you have the flavor that I want to see Radha Banki Bihari, there must be something creating that emotion. So Krishna will facilitate that. And same for Radha London Ishwar. And same for any other bona fide form of the Lord. So Krishna is providing all that facility. That's why if you see that famous picture for the spiritual world, which is based on Brahma Samhita, you'll see so many round bubbles, so many Vaikuntha planets, and in that you find Lord Vishnu with having in one hand on the top left he'll have a conch, then he'll have a flower, then lotus, then he'll have a shield. He'll have a club, and he'll have the Sudarshan chakra. So whenever each one rotates or moves in a separate way, Lord Vishnu gets its different name. Then you have different forms of the Lord: Varaha, Narsingha, Vamana, and unlimited ones like that. Yogeshwara, Yagyapati. All these create those different rasas that devotees have. And so if the rasa change, Krishna facilitates it. I think even in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, if I'm not wrong, Gopal sees Lord Vishnu at one point playing a flute, and then he's like, okay, that doesn't actually belong here. It doesn't fit here. If I'm not wrong, I think that's the right reference. So that's what the question actually comes down to. It depends on what kind of relationship you're feeling at that point.
And what about the Mayapur Stamba that you were talking about?
Stamba?
You were talking about something in Mayapur.
Oh, yeah. So when you do Navadip Mandap Parikrama, you come to a place where there's a deity of Sadashiva. Sadashiva is a deity that actually the color is half white and half black. And one represents Lord Shiva and one represents Lord Vishnu. Obviously, this Shiva is not the Shiva from the material world or the Rudra expansions. It's actually Lord Shiva from the spiritual world, where there's an actual place in the spiritual world called Kailash, and that's where he is. And so that Lord Shiva, who is actually a direct form of Vishnu, because he helps, with certain aspects of the creation, he comes, and then you have Vishnu coming, and together they join. So that's like a very, very, very unique kind of, flavor, or let's say mellow, that a devotee might want to have seen Krishna in. So Krishna facilitated it. It's not something that you're like, oh yeah, I thought about that. Maybe someone did. That's why it's there. But what I'm trying to say is it's so unique, right? And so Krishna is facilitating that. So it's a good example to show that Krishna facilitates any kind of relationship his devotee has. And it's more about pleasing Krishna, and it's more about understanding Krishna, rather than trying to show off or trying to compete in this idea of, oh, I should be better than the other person with my rasa. We're not going to that area. We should see that Krishna is there to support us in our devotional service, and that we should focus on how to serve him favorably. Yeah.
Any thoughts on Ram Navami?
Yeah, today is Ram Navami. Everyone is celebrating it at home, and it's a very good opportunity, because many times in the festivals, devotees are always I don't know how to put this. Devotees are always trying to compete to see, how good have I dressed? Oh, did I play the best mridanga beat today? Am I looking good on the altar? Have I worn the best sari? What's happening? Let's gossip. But today, all that opportunity has been removed, and you're actually like faced with the reality that, oh, Krishna is right there, and it's his birthday. So what do I want to do for him? Maybe we can cook for him. Maybe we can sit and read a chapter of Ramayana or Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, do some kirtan, maybe talk to our children about bhakti, talk to our friends, talk to our family, talk to our partners about devotional service, and take this opportunity to realize that it's a big privilege to be part of a community, and it's a big privilege to go to the temple. Now we don't have that privilege; it's been taken for a short while, and that today is Lord Ramachandra's appearance day. So maybe we can get some more knowledge about him, what his pastimes were, why did he have to do those pastimes, and what do those pastimes teach us, how can we apply them in our lives, and realize that this world is always a dangerous place, and try our best to remember Krishna, Lord Rama today, and yeah, and just chant Hare Krishna. So
Happy Ram Navami.
oh, right. So she wants me to say Happy Ramanavami, Happy Ramanavami. Hari Bol, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai.